Today we're going to talk about understanding the different parts of a gun. There are several types of guns out there and they're all different, but most of them have a lot of similarities. We'll start with an automatic pistol, such as this right here. The basic parts of this gun, you have the frame, which is the bottom with the handle and the trigger guard, and you have the slide, which is on the top, which moves back and forth. Now inside the slide, you have the barrel, which is where the bullet will spin and come out of. And inside here, you also have your firing pin. Your firing pin is what comes out and hits the bullet, causing it to fire. Behind the firing pin on every gun is some kind of hammer. Hammer hits the pin, making the pin hit the bullet, making it go off. Most of these guns have a concealed hammer, some of them have an exposed hammer. We'll show you both of those today. Another part of the gun, as far as an automatic, is you have your magazine. Magazine goes in the bottom. This is what holds your ammunition. Magazine well is right here. This is where the magazine goes. Insert it in. That's how you're going to load the gun. Those are pretty much all the standard parts of the gun. Also, you have the trigger, which is right here, which the pull of the trigger causes the hammer to hit the firing pin, which causes the gun to go off. Another very important part of an automatic is what's called the slide release. When the slide is locked back like this, it's a little button. It's on this side here. When you depress that, releases the slide, which will load her out into the chamber. Those are your basic parts of a handgun. The only difference for a revolver on a handgun was this is your exposed hammer, which I referred to. It's on the outside, you can see it. And you have a cylinder instead of a magazine in this gun. This cylinder will hold your ammunition. This will hold 6. Put them in, you load it in. Every time you pull the trigger, the cylinder turns and a new round is loaded. Otherwise, the components are still the same. When it comes to long guns, a lot of the similar components have the same names. On shotguns, you have what's called a pump, which is right here. The pump is what will load a round into the chamber. The rounds are stored inside this housing here, and every time you hit this pump, it'll eject the spent round that was just shot and load a new one in at the same time. Otherwise, the components are all the same. You have the grip, the trigger, and your firing pins in here. You also have rifles, which are pictured behind me. They all have similar components. They have upper and lower receivers, the triggers, and the firing pins. Everything works pretty much the same as the pistols. They're just a little bit bigger, and sometimes the rifles have a few more parts added. But this is basically a general overview of the different parts of a gun.